What's up, people? Howdy. All right, so you know the drill. This is YouTube. Before we get into the content of this video, if you haven't done so already, I want you to subscribe down below to my channel by pressing the button that says subscribe and then ring the little notification bell icon. This will give you automatic updates on any future topics, any future videos that I post. It'll just automatically appear on your YouTube feed. Hit the notification bell. YouTube did some changes to where you have to hit the notification bell to make the automatic updates occur. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, thumbs up the video if you like it, or if you don't, because why not? Comment down below with any comment suggestions you have on future video content. I'll take a look at that, and if it's something I can do and I'm interested in doing, I'll do a video on it. So yeah, comment down below with any future video ideas and topics. Subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, like the video, share the video, make it go viral. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So this video is mostly targeted at males, but it's gender neutral. 90% of what I'm going to say can apply to males or females, but I'm personally addressing males in this video. But yeah, anybody, male or female, this mostly will apply to you. But obviously, as you can tell by the thumbnail and title, it's addressed towards males. How to get over a beautiful woman by moving on instantly to someone better, someone that you've already known and met. But it's not who you think. Okay, so this video is not about going out and meeting a prettier woman after you get broken up with, divorced, whatever, after someone that's your significant other that you love, that matters to you, leaves you, and you are deeply, obviously, emotionally wounded by that. It's very painful. It is. It can be more painful than physical pain. It can make you long for physical pain as a reprieve from it. In comparison, loving someone, and then especially long-term relationships, in particular marriage, 5-10 years more, something like that. A person removing themselves against your will from your life in a situation like that can be very traumatic and wounding and detrimental to you. So common advice that a lot of men will give men for this is move on to someone better looking. That's mostly what men go for, right? Women go for someone with more money, someone, better fashion sense, someone with more muscles, someone with more status, power, someone who's more socially calibrated than the last male that they were with. Men generally pick partners based on looks, and that's a lot of the problem that would get you in a situation to make you want to click on a video like this anyway. So you might want to adjust that as a male. You might want to do closer to what some women do, just not as to the extreme that women do it. What women will do, and they take it too far sometimes, but the idea itself is a good idea, is, build a list up in advance in your mind that I will not settle for something outside of this. Even if I find somebody who's better looking than what I'm even expecting or wanting, but they don't meet these criteria of things that are not looks related at all, I'm not even going to consider that person. And that's a good idea to do. And so most men will tell you, just, move on, find a better woman that's better looking. That's not what I'm telling you to do here. That's something to do eventually. You don't want to move straight from a long-term relationship into another relationship. That's a recipe for disaster. But that's something you can do down the line. Move on to somebody, and obviously you'll want them to be. Why not go for someone better looking than the last person you were with? Why? But not just that, but more to the point, like women do. Why not go for someone better in general than the last person you were with? That way, you and in all the ways that cause the problems in the relationship, as far as you understand them, in the last relationship, find someone who does not have that set of emotional baggage or physical or mental baggage that was causing problems in your former relationship. And also take time for yourself to improve problems that you have, because even if everybody's the good guy in their own mind in a breakup, but in reality, in objective, not subjective, but in objective reality, there's usually a primary bad guy and a primary innocent person. And if you actually are, not in your own mind, but in reality, the primary innocent person in this breakup, assuming that's the case, even then, you did something wrong. It doesn't mean that it justifies what the other person's doing to you or anything like that, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying everybody has flaws that can be improved upon. Even if you did nothing morally wrong, you have flaws that can be improved on. And this is the time to address that. So what this video is not talking about is move on to another woman, move on to a better woman. The person that this video is talking about, that you already know, and that you should move on to a better person than, and love a better person than the person that you were with, that you got broken up with by. The person that I'm talking about is you. Just go look in the mirror. That's the person you need to get to know better, that you've already met, that you need to move on with, get to know better, and learn to love, to move on from your previous relationship. Because if you jump from one bad relationship, or even if it wasn't bad in your eyes, but obviously it was in the other person's eyes if they left you, whether they're right or wrong, to move on from that relationship straight to another one without figuring out yourself is a bad idea, because you've been in a relationship for a long time, and if you're a good partner, a good spouse, that means that you gave up a great deal of who you are for who they are. And you need to find who you are, and who you are now, if you've been in a long-term relationship, is very likely not who you were before the long-term relationship. Even separating yourself from all of the other, anything related to your spouse, you're likely a completely different person now. Or you should be anyway. If you haven't changed at all in, 3, 5, 10 years from when you met a person and got in a relationship with them, then you need to evaluate that in general, because you should become an entirely different person in certain ways, like every 6 months, every 3 months, every year at least. You should be growing and changing as a person. So you need to find out who the person you are now, and on the track that you've consistently been on for years up into this point, where it seems like that person is leading to becoming, and you need to figure out who would be compatible with that person already. That way you don't have to be doing what you were probably doing in your previous relationship and tiptoeing and walking on eggshells trying to be the person that your spouse wanted you to be. Instead, you can figure out who you actually are and who you actually are likely to become, and then find someone who currently, presently, and seemingly for a long-term track record has wanted that, and that likely will still want that in the future because of this. And then you need to go for that kind of person. But before you worry about another person being introduced to your situation in the first place, the point of this video is you need to move on to yourself. There's a popular Bible verse Jesus was speaking where he said, the greatest of all of God's law were summed up in 2 commandments, and if you keep those 2, you're keeping all of God's commandments. The greatest and the first was love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength, and that's what you need to be focusing on first and foremost. Seek that first, and all the other things that you need will be given to you, Jesus said. The second commandment, he said, was like it, and it's to love your neighbor as you love yourself. Now, in order to love other people as much as you love yourself, that presupposes that you love yourself. So you need to learn to love you You need to learn to realize how amazing and awesome you are, and that if you're not amazing and awesome, you need to learn to get amazing and awesome. Uh, but in many people's cases, you already are, and the person you were with just didn't realize that, and that's their problem, not yours. But you need to realize it, because nobody else is going to realize it if you don't. In the future, anybody that you meet. So you need to get whatever that person projected onto you and made you feel like you were out of your mind, and you need to assess and figure out what you really are, who you really are, if that's a good thing or a bad thing, if anything needs to be adjusted, tweaked, added to, subtracted from, and you need to do that. Get to know you, learn to love you, and you will become the best partner that you could ever have. Because once you realize that happiness and joy are simply emotions, and that the lie that you cannot control your emotions, that you're just a victim to them, like, it's nonsense. You 100% control all of your emotions. And this is why most relationships in America fail, and in particular, that's why 70% of divorces are initiated by the woman, 90% of them by women who are college educated, because they've been indoctrinated to believe a lie through television programs, through movies, through novels, love stories. And the lie is that it is my job, your job, any other person's job, any other male's job to make them happy. But a lot of men believe that lie too. And a lot of men improperly leave their spouses or significant others for that same reason, for that same lie. It is no one's job to make you happy but you. And no one will ever be able, even if it was their job, they would fail at it, and you would end up firing them and leaving them, because they will never be able to make you happy. The only person that can make you happy is you. And I don't mean by, like, if I feel like my wife, my significant other makes me unhappy. When I say you have to make yourself happy, I don't mean you have to leave them and find someone else that will make you happy, and that's you making yourself happy. I don't mean you have to change neighborhoods, houses, careers, leave your partner, leave your kids. I don't mean that. That's irresponsible. Some of those things are irresponsible and evil. What I mean is that you need to take responsibility and wrap your head around for the fact that you control how you feel and decide moment by moment to be happy. And once you do that, once you realize that and fully take ownership of that and grab that and not let it go, you will realize no one can make you happy. That's true. And that's a good thing, because it means no one can make you unhappy. And once you become self-fulfilled and happy in and of yourself, then you won't need another person to make you happy. Like, that's why most people get in relationships, male or female. They think that they need another person to complete them. You know, that the famous movie line with Tom Cruise, "You complete me." No one, with the exception of Jesus Christ, God in heaven, no one should complete you but you. Okay? And once you get to where you understand that, and to where you are truly emotionally content, happy, joyful, and complete in and of yourself, that's the person that you need to move on to get over a beautiful woman that you love. And then any woman that does meet the criteria that you set out, that actually deserves to be in a relationship with you, and that actually can appreciate and respect that they're lucky to be with you, that person won't complete you. That person will just add to you. But you won't need them, and you shouldn't need them. And them knowing that, not from you just, not from you saying that, them knowing that from your behavior, from your body language, from your emotional expression through subcommunications of just how you think and act, that's obvious to other people, them knowing that will make it infinitely less likely that they will do what your former partner did and think that, they're better off without you, that, they'll understand that you don't need them, but that you do want and love them, and they'll want you in their life. And if you picked well and do all the things I just said in this video with your own self and your inner work before that, then that person will know that their life will be subtracted from if they leave you, and that they'll be hurting no one but themselves. Because if you picked right, they'll be a wise enough, smart enough, mentally and spiritually, emotionally mature enough person to realize that. So the person that you need to move on to, that you already know and that you need to get to know better to get over a beautiful woman that you loved, is staring right back at you in the mirror every morning when you brush your teeth. It's you. So I hope that helps. Consider what I said, internalize it. Don't let it go in here and out here. And once you internalize the fact that only you can make you happy and that you need to love you and that no one can make your life better by being in it than it already is. They can add new experiences to it and add new kinds of positive emotion, but they don't make your life better because your life was already as good as it can be emotionally because you chose that. Once you internalize that, once you really get right with that and swallow that and like that and love that, your life will never be the same, and you will be over anyone who's ever left you, and not in a bad way like they're not worth nothing or like anything like that, just that you don't need them. You don't. And all of that pain might still be there under the surface when you do that. Just like, somebody die. It's like somebody dying when you're left by someone that you love. You just realizing that you make your own self happy is not going to change the fact that someone you love died, and it's not going to change the fact that someone you love abandoned you, betrayed you, or left you. But it will change how you feel about that negative feeling, and it will not ruin your life. Your life will no longer be over because of that. You're not going to any longer be waiting for them or wondering if or caring if they would ever come back, because it doesn't matter. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Who cares? It doesn't make any difference. Your life is going to be amazing one way or the other. That's where you need to get mentally. That is how you get over a beautiful woman that you love. And ladies, that's how you get over a man that you love that left you as well. So, hope that helped. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Click the subscribe button down below. Ring the little notification bell icon. Thumbs up the video, because let's be honest, it's awesome. I'm awesome. We're awesome. Let's be awesome together. Comment down below for ideas for future topics or future things that you want me to do or talk about in one of my videos, and I'll take a look at it, and then we can grow the channel, make it go viral, and improve day by day and always become better people. Peace.